Greetings, this is Queen at the Earth Lodge with Earth Speaks, and today is the winter solstice. Winter solstice is where the night is longer than the day. And what does that mean for us internally? It can mean that we are in the darkness, and it reflects the darkness within ourselves, the shadow aspects. Everything in nature runs to the darkness during the winter solstice. The leaves fall from the trees and they go into the earth, into the darkness. The flowers stop budding and then they fall into the earth, into the darkness. Animals burrow into the darkness. Insects crawl underneath the leaves and they find shelter in the darkness. Everything goes to the darkness. It's inevitable. So around this time, we normally feel heavy, depressed, contemplative, and don't understand why. But if we look around, our bodies, our emotions, our thoughts are governed by the cycles of the seasons. And this particular season calls for it that we go deeply within, inside of ourselves, where that darkness resides. The beautiful blackness inside that everybody's afraid of. Some call it the shadow aspect. And it requires that we sit still and listen and feel. This year, let's invite ourselves to go beyond that. Let's go more deeply into the depression, more deeply into the detachment, more deeply into the darkness, more deeply into the darkness that holds the mysteries that will help us get to the other side. Because deep in the core of the earth, there is bright light, there's transcendent light, there's transformative light. At the core, there's crystals and fire. So we know that the darkness is only temporary. But if we don't go into it, then we can't get to the other side of the light. And that other side of the light holds bigger promise of illumination, of freedom, of self-sovereignty, taking back the parts of ourselves. We give into the dark our fear, we give into the dark our anger, we give into the dark our sadness, our depression. And so now we get a chance to go fetch it. The sun is not as radiant as she normally would be. The nights are longer. So we have more of an opportunity, change the languaging, more of an opportunity to go more deeply into the darkness and to go get those parts of ourselves that have been dormant, those parts of ourselves that are waiting to come to life. They mask themselves as old stories, old traumas, old energies that no longer serve us. So we can go back and get that wellspring of compost, bring it into the light, have the courage to hang on to it long enough in your self-inventory, in your self-reflection. As you go deeply inside, sit with it, be with it, and know that you will not die. You will not die. Take that compost, bring it up to the light, and requalify it. Transform it so that it can become the fertilizer for your new intentions. When you do this, you will feel so much lighter. You will feel so much in alignment because you will be in your authenticity. And that's the work that only you can do. You're the only one that can birth yourself in that way. So winter solstice provides us with an opportunity for expansion, to get more than 10, 20% in these beautiful bodies, to be able to access our creativity, our joy, our love, our bliss, our ecstasy, and all the things that bring beauty into our lives. We must go through the portal of winter solstice awake. Because if we sleep and numb out with it, we'll revisit it again next year. Okay, so I dare to say enjoy this winter solstice. Don't judge yourself. If this is the place that you're in, and most folks are, I would dare to say that all of us are to some degree. There's so many holiday parties that mask that aspect, but get in a still place, get your journal, a candle, your pen, and write what comes up for you. It's coming up to come out. And after you finish, then reward yourself with a cup of hot cocoa and maybe listen to some music in the way that you celebrate, whether it be Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and all the other celebrations. Celebrate your cleansing, your rebirthing, your renewing. Give thanks. Give thanks for the darkness, the mystery in the darkness. That's where our medicine is. Go fetch it. Go get your medicine. To learn more about us, go to www.earthlodgecenter.org. Check out our Facebook page. Like us, love us, share us with your friends. Become a sustainer for $18 a month. We really appreciate your donation. It goes far. And don't forget to do something absolutely wonderful for the earth today. Be blessed.